practice, and even for their, like for their first meetup or something, I tell them, just get there. Just get there.
Yeah,
You will
I agree.
find your anxiety will disappear pretty quickly with all the support
Yeah.
and the openness and the friendliness of all the people there. I think you'll love
I
it.
I had it. I was very anxious my first time. I went by
Yeah.
myself. I didn't know anyone.
Mhm.
And I just
Oh,
pulled in and I backed up and I set my little thing up and there was like four women behind me. And the next thing I know, they're inviting me into their little circle.
oh yeah, that's the way it is.
I don't even remember their names. And it was so cool. It was so great.
Yeah, it is. It is every single time. That's why it's so popular.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at the camera, so it's like I'm not looking at people because you're seeing us, everybody out there is seeing us side by side, and we're seeing each other this way. Are you on the bottom or am I on the bottom of your phone?
I'm on the top and I keep looking down at you.
Yes.
So they're going to think I'm looking down for the like dog or something, you know. So
Yeah, so please understand it's hard for us to look up. I'm looking, you are right up there in the camera, and
I'm
Kim
going to
is
see,
way down here.
I'm going to put my thing sideways. Oh, it
No,
won't let me.
no, you look kind of funny there.
Yeah, it wouldn't let me. Okay, we're
No,
back.
no,
Okay.
that's the way it likes it. Um, we had a really good talk today. Well, I hope all of
Me
you, I think I
too.
started to say it. There I go. We might bring up the ADHD thing, but I went off the walls there. I went off the rails. I was going to mention to everybody that I hope you have already watched Kim's van tour, and I thought it was so special. In
Oh,
fact, I
thank you.
even edited it differently. I put the interview up front because that was the most
Yeah,
important part, and then I put the van tour behind. And I don't usually do that, so
I
that
like
just
that.
means it
Yeah,
was very very
yeah.
special.
My hair looked a little Peter Frampton. It looked a little big, but that was third day without a shower. So
Yeah, well, we were out in the wild, weren't we?
yeah, we were. I was wild.
Oh,
Oh, thank
yes.
you, CC Camper Lady.
And she saw your video.
Thank you, Anna. Oh yeah, my kitchen cubby is so cool. What a game changer.
Yeah, it's new to you.
Yes, yes, I've only
Yeah,
used it once,
yeah.
and I lost my iron skillet at the
Gunhart
meetup.
says he's a wild and crazy guy. I bet you are.
Aw. But yeah, so let's see here. Maybe I want to ask you a question.
Please do.
Well, I noticed on some of the videos, people are always, women are always coming on and saying, I have a vehicle. How do I get started? You know, I don't know what to do. So I think like the top five things that they need to do first to get in that vehicle to get out there. What do you think? What do you think are the top five?
That's a good question. So you should also answer it because they may be different. Um, well, of course, I hate to say it, but watch YouTube. I think
Yes.
that's where all of
Yes.
us got a lot of the information. I was planning on doing this many, many years before YouTube ever came about. I was studying travel writing um, before YouTube was dreamed up. So,
Oh,
and
wow.
in fact, when I was selling everything, I had almost 20 books on travel writing. I still had them. I thought I had gotten rid of a lot of
Wow.
them. So I was really kind of planning on doing that when I retired. And then magazines disappeared. There aren't any magazines.
I know.
YouTube is your travel magazine.
It is.
But that's where we all learn a lot, and we
We
start
do.
making our lists. And Amazon loves us, right?
Yes.
But you have to pick a camper for you, whatever it's going to be. You have to decide what you're going to go in because that's where your plans start, is designing that.
And you can have a little car. You can
Yes, you
have a
can.
tiny one. It doesn't matter what you have. Yes, make that
Yeah,
your home.
yeah.
Sorry.
We
Sorry,
had
go ahead.
um, Teresa. I did a review of Teresa and Susan, both of them in small cars. One a Prius and one a Toyota Corolla.
Yeah.
And your SUV is not a big SUV either,
No.
right?
No,
What
it's
is it
one
again?
smallest one.
Tell them
It's a
what it
Honda
is.
CRV. Yeah, it's very
Mhm.
small.
Right. So that gives you a lot of ideas. I was actually considering a Class B. I thought I was going to buy a Class B, but I was having a bad hip day and I couldn't get in and out of it. So I thought, well, that's kind of I'm gonna have to get in and out every single day of it, and that just kind of squashed that
Mm,
deal. And then I
yeah,
realized that I could just sit down. It was kind of, the seat is butt
right.
height, so I could sit down. And then I started thinking about all the other advantages, how it was better on gas. Even before I decided to get a hybrid, it was better on gas, and you could park anywhere. You park in front of the store, right in front of the store. Turn on a
Yeah,
dime. So to me, there were a lot of advantages of the smaller one. And then after that, you can start planning on what you're taking. Don't take too much. You can buy it on the way. Believe it or not, there are
yeah,
stores all across
yeah,
America.
yes,
How did
yeah.
you determine where to go first?
Oh, you know what? I started this little series called Florida First. That's what it was called. And I was going to every county in the state, and I think I got like 11 or 12 counties. And I just went somewhere in the county and I would like see something that was really cool that I saw online, and that's how I actually started. So I had a little map of Florida, and I would go to Volusia County, and I did something there. I can't remember. It was Brownie the dog. There was a monument there about Brownie the dog, and I did
Oh,
a video on it, and then I colored it into my map, and then I picked another one, and I went there and I colored it in, and I just did 11. And then it was just I decided not to do that. I want to sleep in there with a kitchen. I wanted to do everything in my van. So then I just switched over to videos. So that's how I started out, like trying to pick a place.
yeah.
So that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Well, that's really smart. We had talked about this a little bit before, to go out and sleep in it in your driveway. I saw Bob Wells just the other day. Maybe it was an older video, I don't know, but he said that you should find a small room in your house, or kind of, make it small, your area small, and bring all your things in there like you were camping, and don't even leave your house, before you even get your vehicle. Practice it
Yeah.
being in a small space. That's not a bad idea.
It's not. And don't go
And,
out. Don't go
yeah,
out that
you
door.
don't have to. I'm kind of crazy though. I had done it so many times in my
Right.
head that I knew what it was like. I never spent one night in it. I just took off. It was like jumping off, not jumping, it was like stepping off of a cliff
Yeah.
with a hang glider. I just took
I
it off.
like that.
I
I
had
like
no
that.
fear, and that's not smart. But I didn't. I
Oh
had done it
man.
so long in my head, so many years in my own head, that I felt like I had done it for years already. So to me, I had no fear. I just, stepped off.
Yeah. That's great.
Well, I don't know.
I,
I don't recommend it. I recommend you practice some. I do not
yeah.
recommend doing what I did.
No,
Uh, I
I
want to
don't either.
mention Misty's Meandering has just said, I'm 5 years into the planning phase. Playing?
Ah,
Did you mean planning, Misty? All I have left is finding a way to make money on the road.
and she
Yeah.
just said she just got a phone call. She'll be right back.
Oh, okay. I missed that one. Maybe I need to scroll. Oh, I do. I need to scroll. Well, okay, we're learning, aren't we?
I
And
lost mine.
I've got a tripod here up close to me, and I keep hitting it. But
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
just
that's a big thing, is making money on the road, and you kind of mentioned that too in the interview we did.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, mine is just from YouTube. It's my business now.
mhm.
I quit my job. I quit everything and I do this full time, and I only go on the money that I earn now. So that's why I'm still local. I'll go out west when the subscribers go up and the ads go up and everything like that.
Right.
So,
Well, let's
yeah.
get Kim up there, because I want to go on a trip with her. So
Oh
you
my
guys are
God.
gonna have to help out.
I'd love
What
to.
I've just really been thinking about, I'd heard about it before, but I hadn't really thought about it from my channel. I know it's true of your channel and a lot of other channels that the rest of you out there are watching, is that, I've had like 2 million views, over 2 million views. I hit that a while back. And yet I only have 20,000 subscribers. So there are a lot of people
Yeah,
watching that aren't
me too.
subscribing. And I also have something I need to test too, because if someone has already subscribed to your channel, Kim, I
Mm-hmm.
think, and I've heard that if you like watch a short or something and there's a subscribe button there on that short, well, let me just hit that to make sure I'm subscribed. And you may be unsubscribing yourself.
Ooh, I didn't know
So we
that.
might actually, so if you hit that subscribe, if you're on the channel or if you're on a full length video, it's a regular video,
Yeah.
it will say subscribed. But if it's anywhere else on YouTube and it has a subscribe button and you're already subscribed, it won't tell you that. It'll
Oh,
just say
wow. That's
subscribe.
not
Some people
good.
may, no, it's really not good, but
Oh,
I've
that's
heard
not
a
good at
couple of
all.
YouTubers say that that's a possibility.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't like that.
So everybody make sure you're still subscribed, and it would be, and it does help us, I think, if they hit the notification. Don't you think that
It
does too?
does. It
Yeah.
does.
Right. Oh, we've got some questions here. Let me see if I go back. Yeah.
I like that.
I'd like to say everybody's name, but it's going by a little fast. Planning my escape for 2 years now. How do you handle money and banking when always on the road? Well, it's all digital. It's all in
Everything.
this phone that I'm looking at right here. Everything is there. And
Yeah.
I have two phones because I'm full
Oh,
time. And here is why. One um, is you may get better. And it's one's AT&T and one is Verizon. I was surprised. I thought Verizon would be the best one,
I
but
know.
actually ATT has beat them in an awful lot of places.
I
So
know.
and another, so it's better service. Potentially one place or another one might be better than the other. That happens a lot.
Yeah.
And if the phone, things get lost in tiny places, don't they, Kim?
Oh my Lord, yes. I
Yeah,
have dropped so
it's
many
worse
things.
than losing it in a house because it's stuck in some tiny little spot.
Yes, little crevices and stuff in
Yeah,
your car. Yes,
yeah. So that's another thing. You can call your phone, you call your other phone to find it. That's handy.
it's true. That's true.
Yeah. And well, the one I'm talking to now, I had planned on this being my YouTube phone. I was gonna save the other one for just personal calls and everything. Then it's worked out that this one has been so much better of a phone. So now I want to get the 2023 Samsung
Oh,
Ultra,
nice.
and replace the other little phone that never was all that good. The battery kept dying on it.
Huh.
So anyway, I'm going to get an upgrade to a new phone. It's supposed to have real good,
Yeah.
really good cameras and improvement there.
Now, do you only use your phone when you do your videos?
That's all I have. I
Me
only
too.
have a phone. I'm looking at a tripod right here. I never had one of those before. I haven't had it very long. I have a camera mount on my windshield, but other than that, that's all I have. Actually, I do have a gimbal,
I do
and
too.
I haven't learned to use it yet. It's
Oh,
all
it's so
just been,
cool.
it's still, I haven't even really opened it up and tried to. I just grab the phone. Usually it's something quick, I want to get that. And I need to buckle
Yeah,
down
I know.
and do that. Yeah, we'll talk about our syndrome some other day, and we'll probably
Yeah, I know.
explain to
I
people
know.
why I haven't. uh, let's see. All the counties in Florida sound really interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of beautiful places in every single state in the United States.
Wow.
Okay, Misty has been traveling for 3 years, and the longest stretch was 16 days.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, about
I
how long
haven't
are
done
yours?
16 days.
How long are yours usually?
It depends. When I go up to Virginia, I do 2 weeks. So I go up in October. It's a beautiful time to go, and I'll go all the way up and then come down. So I'll take about 2 weeks. That's my
Yeah,
longest. But I haven't been west yet at all.
yeah. But you're
I
going to, so you better get
oh,
busy.
that's my goal. That's my goal.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
I'm
great to have
mainly
a goal.
I'm mainly Florida right now, and I want to get out. I want to get out of
Yeah,
Florida.
right. Yeah, there's a world out there.
Yes. Yes.
If you're only seeing it on TV, you're really missing it. And even YouTube, I can show you all the wonderful pictures in the world, but there's nothing like being there. There's
I
just
know.
nothing like being there.
The sunsets. Oh,
It's
yeah,
so
I
worth
agree.
it. Yeah, I found out that the skies in Florida are pastel in comparison to the skies when you're up at an elevation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think there's just more atmosphere. If you're several thousand feet more atmosphere between you and the sky here in Florida, I think that kind of,
Yeah.
it's like like if you go out and it's beautiful, sunny blue right where I am. And if I go out and look straight up, it's a deep, deep blue. But if you look out across the horizon, it gets lighter. That's because you're looking through more atmosphere. So I think that's why up on the mountains, the sunsets are just unbelievable, really unreal.
Wow. Anna wants to know, where do you go butterfly tracks? Are you mainly in Florida? Because I am.
Yeah, well, actually, here's my here's what I do. In the winter, I winter in Florida. People go to Quartzsite and go to Arizona, and I watch them suffer with the wind. It was windy when I was there. I saw the cars that were just beat up by being sanded by the wind, the sand. And they haven't had real good luck with it this year. And what's the weather been like in Florida this winter, Kim? We
Jeez. I know. We had
wonderful.
some, it is, but we had a couple nights where it was freezing.
Well, we did. Of course we did, but I don't think it's
Love
been
them.
nearly as bad as it was out
No
there, you
way.
know.
No way.
We had, I think 3 or 4 nights where it was like 20 degrees, and those nights were all together, and then that since I've been in Florida,
That's it. Yeah.
that's the worst I had, and I'm in North Florida. So, back to answering the question, there I go off on a tangent.
That's okay.
I
That's okay.
butterflied off.
That
Um,
ADHD.
yeah, it's that ADHD.
We all have.
We'll talk about that someday,
We'll
how
do a
it
video
gives
on
us
it.
superpowers, but, um yeah, I winter in Florida because I don't do winter. I don't do winter.
Yeah.
Um, and so that's my time to it's expensive. You know, I try to find the cheapest campgrounds and try to find cheap places to stay as much as I can. But yeah, it's just that I don't do winter. Then I'm getting ready to take off. My big bucket list for this year is I want to go all the way to the upper right hand corner. I went all the way to the left hand upper
Wow.
corner last year,
Nice.
all the way west and up. So I want to go straight up to Maine, and I want to reach my hand over into Canada, and I might step into Canada. I
I
want to
love
go to
Canada.
Niagara Falls. I want to see everything
Oh,
on the west coast, east
hmm.
coast. And had fear of, everybody had talked about how you can't find cheap and free places, and I can't afford, to
There's
be
a lot of
paying for
free places.
campgrounds like I have this winter. I can't do that. I can't continue that. It's too
Yeah,
expensive.
it is.
So in my cabin fever video, and you can probably tell I'm in a cabin right now. I'm in a
Yeah,
recliner. You help! I'm
that's
stuck in a
awesome.
recliner. I need to be saved. But I did get the Thousand Trails cabin pass, and I talk about it in the video Cabin Fever. I don't want to really take a lot of Kim's time here doing that, but so I can have a week in a cabin
That's nice.
twice a month on my
Oh,
way up to Maine. And
that's
so
amazing.
it is. I pay $52 for cocoa and nothing else for me for a full week. That's it. And so,
Wow.
then I have the, excuse me, tent camping pass, and that, gives me 2 weeks between the week of you have to be in the cabin 1 week, and then you have to be gone 2 weeks, and then you can have a cabin for a week again. Well, that 2 weeks fits in perfectly with the Thousand Trails tent camping pass.
Okay.
And a lot, if not all of them, do have electric, and both are dog friendly, even the cabins, which I found strange and wonderful. So I'm hoping that's going to help, but they're not always going to be in the places I want them because it's just theirs. There's a bunch of them, but I may be wanting to be somewhere else. So I'm still doing you know,
Yeah.
as many truck stops and Cracker Barrels are my favorite.
Yeah.
I
I,
see
I do them in the winter.
you do a lot of the free camping. Tell us if people who haven't subscribed,
Yeah.
and you better, people who haven't, what kind of
All those
stealth
are,
camping?
I mean, they call it BLM land, but Florida calls it something different. Um,
Water management districts
that's it.
and
Yeah.
Forest Service. I don't know if the forests
Yeah.
have it free, but anyway, yeah, go
But
ahead.
you just go on this site. I wish I had the site. Oh my gosh. You just type in the site and then you go there and you look at all these free places to stay. And as long as you um not subscribe, fill out a paper, fill out a form,
A
whatever.
yeah, a permit, I think is what they call it, isn't
Permit,
it?
that's
Doesn't
it.
say the
That's it.
permit?
I had a mental block. Yeah, you fill out a permit and they let you stay there. And you can actually stay, most of them, you stay up to 14 days and you don't have to pay anything.
Oh,
So there are lots of those.
right.
Hammock Tract is one that I stayed at that was really cool.
Mhm. Yeah, I stayed at one that was an equestrian thing, and it was right by a pretty busy road, which didn't really mind the road, but it was out in the middle of nowhere, and nobody else was there, and I felt really vulnerable there, so I only stayed one night. Besides, there was a big windstorm coming, and there were a lot of dead trees around, so I only stayed one night. But that was interesting. The one day I was there, watching all the horses that people were riding on the trails was really
Nice.
great. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of
So
the
there are
places.
ways in Florida. There are ways in Florida to do this.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. Cracker Barrels. I have stayed in nursing home parking lots. I have stayed at hospital parking lots. You
Mhm.
just stay in the visitor section as if you're going in to visit someone the whole time, and you just put up your windows and you just get in there and go to sleep, and nobody bothers you. And there's security. They don't know you're there, but there's security, which you can feel safe that there's security riding around.
Yeah.
Um, Hotel parking lots,
Mhm.
gas station parking lots. Someone told me about auto shops. Like they expect there to be a car there anyway. So just pull
Waiting.
into like an auto shop and put your stuff up and go to sleep. So there are a lot of places that you can go and you don't have to pay. But
But you're still talking about if it's some kind of business other than Cracker Barrel and truck stops. If it's a hotel or anything like that, you want to get there after dark,
you want to
right?
get
Or
there after
not?
dark. You want to get
Uh-huh.
there after dark. Always check it out before you go though. I always do one of those the Google Maps where I can see what it looks like. I can
Mhm.
see the restaurants close by. I can see if there's like crappy apartments behind it. You have to really look around it too.
Yeah.
Um
Google
but
Earth. You
yeah,
can
Google Earth.
zoom in on it, separate it and zoom in and see the parking lot.
Yes. Yeah, just check it out first. I've never had an issue at any of the Loves or the Pilot J's.
Oh
I
yeah, now
love
those are good.
I love those. They're my
Yeah,
favorites
me
actually.
too. I
Yeah.
feel at home. If you were with me, I
Yeah.
would open the door and invite you in. It's a- Welcome home. They are very friendly there.
They are.
I've really liked it. I'm a little nervous about Love's is now having pay places for RVs. So I'm wondering how's that going to affect their
The
parking lot? Do
RVs are not in the front because there are signs up in the front that say no overnight parking. And when we
Oh,
went in to ask if we could stay, the
mhm.
lady said that we can stay there as long as we're not an RV. So the ones in the
Oh,
very front are for people that are just pulling in to run in to get something to eat. Those they don't mind you staying in. They
mhm.
don't want the big RVs out front. So the RVs they'll have to go in the back with the big trucks.
Right. Which I'd rather be in the front where it's quieter. So I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I like the lights. I like to be around lights. I like to feel
me
safe.
too.
Yeah,
Me
so I
too.
don't care
I
how bright
I
they are.
think if you're stealth camping and you are um, trying to go way off in the distance somewhere, like you think you're hiding, you're not hiding. You're making
I
yourself
know.
stand out. You need to go in where the other cars are and blend in. But
Yeah,
observe people coming and going
absolutely.
from the cars around you. If somebody looks a little shady beside you, move. You know.
Yeah, and that happened to me on my video when I was doing the hotel. I was sitting there talking and I looked over and there was a guy staring at me and he was sitting on the curb. And I went, "Oh my Lord." I was like, "Oh no." So I ended up moving because he was watching me. I don't know where he came from, but he was just sitting there watching me. So you
Uh,
do. You have to look around and you have to move if you don't feel comfortable.
yeah. Some Monana said, keep in mind if you practice in your home, you can stand up fully, which you won't be able to do in a car, SUV, and minivans. Yeah, I don't know why that's such a big deal to a lot of people.
Yeah.
I can reach anything in my car from sitting on my bed. Anything.
Yeah.
I might have to kind of raise up a little to reach for something, but
Yeah.
what? Why? It's a little bit space like this. So why do you need to walk around?
Yeah.
I understand that. You don't have to stay in there. I can get
Yeah.
out. I can make my bed from outside the car. I can walk
Mhm.
around and get to anything. I can reach anything from the outside. Well, I guess an SUV too, but minivan has great big doors all the way around.
Yeah.
It's more doors than it is car. So it's never been an issue for me being able to walk around. And
Do you ever get, like, if you're at Love's or Pilot J, do you ever get out in the middle of the night? I mean,
no,
do you? Me either. Once I'm
no,
in and my windows are up, no one knows.
that's
I'm never
right.
coming out until the
Well, I
next morning.
have after dark, if it's still getting dark pretty early, or I might
Mm,
go get something. I don't feel afraid at
no,
a
no.
Pilot or Flying J or
Yeah,
Love's. And like you say, I mean, I won't park right in front of the door, but I might be
no.
facing the door so that, I mean, I want people to see me, and it sounds like you're the same way.
Yep, I am.
Yeah. And I like to have the door that I get in to be next to one of those, a curb, one of those little islands with a
Yeah,
grass or something in it. I
yeah,
like to have my door open to that so that nobody can park beside me if I were to get in and out like at night.
yes. There's Ramona.
Hey, Ramona. Oh yeah, somebody asked if I was a van lifer. Oh boy, yeah.
Yeah,
I
you're a
have been
van.
full time on the road for I think almost 15 months now. I haven't done the math. I haven't really thought about it lately, but I sold my home in
Wow.
Florida near Gainesville in the middle of December in 2021. That's how long I've been full time on the road.
Wow. Good
And
for
I
you.
don't have a home base. I don't want one. The idea was to be free. I do not want a storage unit. I don't want to think about what's in there or is it molding. I don't even want it anywhere in my brain. I want complete and total freedom. To me,
Love
what's
it.
the point? Now, I can understand if you want a home base. That's
Mhm.
great. And someday when I can't do it this way anymore, I might want a home base. I don't know. But right now, I want the experience of absolute freedom.
Yeah,
Absolute. No worries, nothing, no upkeep, no taxes, no money going out. Can't afford
right.
it anyway. So it's a
I
good
know,
thing I
I
like
know.
it that way. But things can change.
That's true.
You're at a home base now though.
Yes,
You're
I'm at my
wanting to be
mom's.
and you're wanting to be full time?
I want to be full time. Yes, I do. I really want to. Just waiting for, some more income to come in. That's all.
Yeah.
So I can do small trips right now. I could probably do a couple weeks. I could even do a couple months.
Yeah.
Yeah. But eventually, once I'm out there, I would like to stay out there for a while,
Yeah.
a long
Yeah.
time. But I'm lucky
Yeah,
my
so
mom lives in Florida and she has, she lets me stay here. So
that's great. That's great.
yeah. And my son, he's here too.
Oh, yeah, you said he was a techie.
Yeah, he's a smarty. He just got his master's and he works from home. He's a video game designer. So yeah. So I get to spend time with him. He'll be moving on eventually,
Yeah.
but for right now it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, neither one of us has a tall van. Both of us cannot stand up in ours. I have a minivan and Kim has an SUV, if you haven't watched our channel. So we can't stand up in it. We can walk around it all the time.
I maneuver pretty well. Yeah.
Someone said, oh, Triple Girl 2 said it's amazing that you film all your vlogs on a phone. They've got pretty good cameras these
I do.
days. I do get a little jealous of a few channels that have the big expensive things, but I can't afford it, and it's just
I can't
amazing
either.
what we can do with just a little old phone.
Yeah, I bought one. I don't know how to use it.
Yeah,
It's a
that takes
Mark
time.
II something, but I don't know how to use it.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
the best phone that I could,
Yeah.
uh, and I really need to figure out the gimbal thing. I don't have a microphone. Do I have a microphone? I might have a microphone hidden somewhere. Do you use microphones?
Only when I use my GoPro, and I haven't used my GoPro in a long time.
Yeah, I don't have one of those. Do they take pretty good video, or is it
It's an
picture
old one.
business?
It's a GoPro 4, which is 10 years old, one of the
Uh-huh.
beginning. But yeah, for underwater and just having fun at the parks and stuff like that, yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. How much time do you actually spend on the road? Well, in the winter, not a lot for me. Um, Even though I'm full time, I don't spend a lot of time. But I'll tell you, spring, summer, and fall, I am
Mm.
on the road. I am going and going, going, and I don't just go one place and then come back somewhere. When I'm gone, I don't come back until fall, late in the fall. Um,
Wow.
I'm I plan, just to go. That's the whole idea, is to go. I wanna see as much of the world. Oh, I saw a beautiful quote. Wish I could remember it exactly, but it was something about how beautiful the world is, and I wanna see as much of it as I can before it all goes dark.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Yep.
Yeah. In other words, you only have so much life to live, and you might as well go see the world. That's
Exactly.
what
I
I
agree.
said. Yeah.
Yeah, totally agree with you.
How do you
Second.
deal with healthcare on the road full time? Well, that's a really good question. Um,
Hmm.
I am very lucky as a 72-year-old woman. I am I'm I'm not under doctor's care for anything. I don't
Good
have
for you.
anything. I do get a little edema in my feet. I've had it since I was a teenager. It is not a health problem. Believe me, I've had every kind of test done. Don't have any conditions.
Wow. Good
It's
for you.
weird.
That's awesome.
I have aches and pains now and then. I'm way overweight and I'm working on it, but I do
Mhm.
not have any health issues at all. So I'm lucky there. And my insurance, I'd pretty much have to make it back to Florida except for emergency rooms, and that's just being honest with you.
Yeah,
I don't have to have medications refilled, so I'm lucky there.
that's good.
Um, and when I'm back in Florida in the winter, that's when I take care of business. The whatever updates on the car, and I got to take Coco to the vet next week. And
Wow.
I'm coming back to that though. Remind me to come back to that if I get lost about your dog on the road. But and you don't have that problem yet, though, do you, Kim? No
No,
medical things as far as travel.
no, not really. I am part of the Affordable Care Act. So
Mhm.
that's, I really don't, it's not really a, I don't even know what to say. So
Yeah,
it's because it's
that's
all ran by finance. It's all according to your income. So then I would have to get into my income and all that kind of
uh,
stuff. And it's not that big yet. So yeah, but I do have insurance. It's not the best right now, but
right.
I do have it if something
But
were to
it's
happen.
cheaper than the other commercial options out there.
It is. It
Yeah,
is.
yeah. Is there a lot of free camping in Florida? Yeah, we talked about that.
Mhm.
Water management districts, you can get a permit. You can go online and get a permit. And Forest Service, I think they may have, the National Forest may have. And look up free camping in Florida. Get the app DYRT,
Yeah.
DYRT, and I Overlander. It's one word, I Overlander. I use both of those, and there are others, Campendium and
Yeah.
freecampsites.net and others. I
Sure.
I kind of like iOverlander. Do you have a favorite one, or do you use one?
I don't. I really don't. I have the apps on my phone, but I never use them.
Mm.
You know,
Well,
I
when I was traveling, I kind of had to. So
yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
I just plug in, closest loves. That's
yeah,
what I do
yeah.
when I'm traveling.
Yeah,
So,
well, I can warn you something on that though. If you're used to these wonderful loves we have here, and a lot of wonderful loves and truck stops, when I was going across the panhandle of Texas on the way back from being way out west,
mm.
the panhandle on 40, I went by truck stops and they were like a Love's the size of a corner gas station.
Oh,
No place for trucks. It was a truck stop. Unless it was hidden way back
that's
somewhere. It
weird.
was Yeah, you wouldn't ever stay at a tiny little one like that. For me, when I look at them
Mhm.
and zoom in on them from Google Earth, I want the biggest one I could find.
I
That
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have stayed at a few little Pilot J's,
Mhm.
but I felt pretty good. I mean, I felt okay because other people were there. I saw campers there. So I was
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, the ones that I saw there, in fact, it was all farms. It was just like desolate, flat, all farms, in tiny little towns. They're gonna see you there. We both have rooftop carriers. No,
Yeah,
they know we're not from
I
in
know.
town. So I don't see a lot of stealth camping in a tiny place like that, unless maybe there is a hotel or something,
Yes.
but they pretty much know who's in town. So,
There's Susan. Susan's on. Hi, Susan.
hi, Susan.
I tried a Bucky's. Somebody just said something about a Bucky's. I tried a Bucky's, and they told me
Yeah.
in Bucky's if they find you out there, they'll call and have you towed away right away. So I was
Oh,
scared to stay at a
oh,
Bucky's. I think it was North Carolina or one of those. One has
uh-huh.
Bucky's and one doesn't. Georgia. Yeah, they don't like you to stay overnight.
Yeah. The truck stops don't like you to stay overnight?
No, the Bucky's.
Oh, the Buc-ee's, sorry, yeah.
Yeah. But Texas,
Um,
apparently they let you. They're nicer in Texas.
oh, Travels with Tia the Terror is planning to go to the Maine coast this summer, Arcadia and Lubbock.
Ooh.
Cece Camper Lady just subscribed to your channel.
Thank you, Cece Camper Lady.
Let's see, I'm looking at some questions or comments here. Enjoy watching you ladies. I would love traveling and camping, but I just learned about nomads last year and I'm too old to get started. Are you older than 72? I'm
You're
happy
not
to
too
go
old.
along with you as you share. Well, I am so happy to have you with me when I go
Mhm.
because when I'm talking to this phone here, I feel the other people on the other side. I haven't
I do
even
too.
edited it yet, but I know I'm talking to people because you guys make comments. And
Yes,
that
I
really
know.
makes us feel better. It helps our channel, but it really makes me feel good
I know.
when we get the comments and I read
Right.
them all. I may
Yeah,
not, I'll give you a heart and a thumbs up, but sometimes there are too many to really answer in a big way. But I do read and appreciate every one of them, even if it's just you send a heart or a thumbs up or something.
I
I
know.
appreciate
I
it.
know. I don't have that problem yet. I've only had a few where the comments got out of hand and I couldn't keep up with them. So
Hmm.
I'm still little. So I answer every single comment.
Yeah, yeah. Kim, do you enjoy traveling to sightsee, do tourist things, or do you prefer just being in nature? Very good question, Anna.
Oh, I like touristy stuff.
There you go.
Yeah, I get lost in a Bucky's. You kidding? No, I loved it. I want to see stuff like Hoover Dam and Mount Rushmore. I want to go to these places because I love history,
Uh-huh.
and I am looking forward to seeing things. I like touching things too. So
Yeah.
I'm the one in the museum, that's all the signs say do not touch, and I'm like, and I have to touch it because it's so old. It just
Yeah.
I get amazed sometimes, standing in certain places that other people have been, Indian mounds, all that kind of stuff. So I love to see things. Nature's good.
Mhm.
I'm a
Oh, wait
baby,
till you go
big
out
baby.
west. Wait till you go out west, Kim. You're gonna be a sightseer.
Oh man,
You
the
are, I
spiders and stuff
promise.
is the only thing that's kind of holds me back a little bit.
Yeah, well, I guess those are anywhere, but I'm telling you, when you get in those big mountains and you see
Oh,
the vastness out there, you are gonna be so in awe of it. The little trinkets in a little store that you can't buy anyway because you don't have room for them. Because if you buy something, you gotta throw something away, right? Because
exactly.
there's no room. Those little trinkets will pale in comparison of those giant mountains and views out there, I can tell you.
Wow.
You might not wanna I don't
I've
know,
seen
I did
Tennessee.
like looking at museums and the Indian things and the Native American
Yeah,
things and all, so that's definitely I like history part for sure.
yeah, yeah. And I have
Mhm.
been to Tennessee. Tennessee's absolutely stunning. It's beautiful.
Mhm.
I love Tennessee. So I have been all through the mountains there. Yeah. And my
Yeah.
son saw him for the first time a couple years ago, and we're driving, and he's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this is out here," because
Yeah.
he's been from flat states. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. Oh,
Yeah. I had been in Florida for 40 years, so I was in awe. I hadn't been I traveled as a kid, but my dad was a pilot in the Air Force, so we traveled 13 schools in 12 years.
Wow.
So I had been in Florida. The only traveling I did before I took off was business travel. And if any of you had business travel, like a 3-day weekend, you see an airport and a hotel and the conference
Uh,
room. That's it. You don't see what's there. It doesn't count. So
no, it
the
doesn't.
travels that I
Doesn't.
did in that 40 years don't count. Water management areas have to register at each area region separately. Oh, yeah, you have to get a permit for that particular site. Is that right, Kim? For
You
water
do.
management? Yeah.
Yes. Yes, you do.
Do they have
And it,
numbered campsites or just an area, or how does that work?
it's a big area, and what you do is when you get to the very front, there's a big gigantic gate, and there's all these locks, and you have to get the right lock, and you have to put in the code. You have to go through and then unlock, lock it up again. And then it's kind of scary a little bit because you just drive down these roads until you find the camp area. But when you get there, there's usually other people all over the place too.
Uh-huh.
So now there are people that have gone and said they were the only ones there and they were really scared. So if you go during the busy time, you know, but most of them give you a picnic table, a fire ring, and there's usually a vault toilet. And even if I'm there 3 days, I don't use that vault toilet.
And then ones I've seen out west, now New Mexico, I have to say, they really put money into their public toilets and whether it's a campground, a city park, or whatever. If it's government done, the government there puts money into it. You go to Arizona, and oh my goodness, what a difference! They do not. It's like they're not welcoming strangers in Arizona. I don't know. It's a huge difference whether it's a rest
Yeah.
area or a state campground or a city park. Huge difference in the two states.
Wow.
Arizona's great too. Arizona's wonderful, but their bathrooms, oh, some of them, oh, even in a
Um,
beautiful park, they're really lacking. They just don't have the money to spend on it, I guess. Maybe if they spent more
yeah.
money on it, they'd have more
It's
people visiting and bring more money in.
See, it can be dirty. It just can't have spiders.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. I can
You
I
need
can
a,
go in there and straighten it up enough for me to use it. I just can't. I'm like this the whole time.
oh,
Making sure they're not in there. That's
yeah.
it's my only issue.
You need a wasp
And
spray that, yeah, you need a
that
good
makes sense.
wasp spray. So when you first get there, go in and,
Yeah.
you know, get rid of them. But a lot of them I've seen have been kept really clean. They're like cleaned every day. Well, again, that
Um,
New Mexico, I thought vault toilets were pretty scary and didn't want to go in them at all.
oh,
But some places keep them, I mean, they're just
they
as
do.
clean and good, no odor. You'd think there would be, but they're just no problem at all when they really take care of them.
Yeah, if you want to know about some of those, Heather's Hikes and Adventures, she
Yes.
does a lot of videos on those kinds of places to go.
Uh-huh.
And she's a great reference. So go to her page and look up some of her videos, and you'll see what some of those places look like. She's been to all of them.
Yeah, I'm subscribed to her channel too, Heather
Yeah.
Hikes and Adventures. Adventures or Adventures?
VAN.
Yeah, she's one of those that changes that, so be sure and look for that. But she
Yeah.
gave me some really good ideas because of her van tour. I'd seen the sideways bed done before, but when I saw hers, I thought, well, yeah, I really need to go ahead and do that. So she's been an inspiration. I really like her channel.
She's got one of the best vans.
Um, Linda says some of the RV sites, as Loves, are off to the side in a great gated area. Yes, they have more like a RV park in some of the new ones they're putting up. Um, Adele says, I sometimes stay at Home Depot and they have an open lot policy for overnighters unless a sign is posted. I've never had a problem at one. I recently stayed at the one in Arizona. Yeah, and every
Hmm.
state's different, you know. Um, every state's different. I like to ask, unless it's like a hotel or a hospital. I don't ask there. I've only done that a couple of times, but if it's at a Love's or even a Cracker Barrel has places for you. So does Love's. So do the trucks.
Yeah.
They've got places for RVs, and we're not RVs, so we can park
I know.
anywhere.
I know.
But I do prefer to kind of let them know that I'm there. They've always been really wonderful at those
Yeah.
places.
Yeah, I
It's nice
agree.
to be somewhere where you're welcome. Because I'll just get out and I'll put my window covers in, and I'm bold as could be. I've never had a problem. You know, the only knock I ever got was weird. I was visiting my nephews in Dunedin, and they're at a apartment complex, a big apartment complex, and they have two apartments in there. So I have two people who invited me to be there, and but they're small apartments, and there was no place for me to sleep in there, so I was going to sleep outside. Well, that makes sense. I'm an invited guest, right? And it
Yeah.
hadn't even been dark long, and a policeman knocked on my door. And I said, "Well, I'm an invited guest." And he was saying, "Well, can I call him?" And I said, "No, let's go knock on his door." So we did. And,
Oh,
and we were totally cooperative. He was very nice. But somebody had called. They
yeah.
probably saw me being boldly putting up my window covers, which I
She's
should have.
she's singing along.
Yeah. Anyway.
Wow.
Uh,
I've never gotten the knock.
oh,
Never.
really? That's
Yeah, I've
good.
never.
Yeah, you're good
I don't know
then.
what I'll do.
You
I don't know what I'll do. It'll scare me to death.
Well, I would pretend I wasn't there. I have a dog that doesn't bark when the windows covers are up. So I don't know what I'd do if I had one that barked. But yeah, she's completely feels enclosed and safe when the window covers are up. But I would not get out for just anybody. I am not. I mean, I have cameras around and I have a computer screen in my car so I can look outside and see who's there if the car's on.
Nice.
Yeah, if the car's not on, I can't, but I would do my best to look outside. They'd have to say police a bunch of times
Yeah,
before
I agree.
I am not just going to unlock my door, period.
No, no.
No, I'll drive off. That's why we back in, right?
Oh,
Um,
always in. Yes. I'm
yeah.
always in flight mode.
Linda says she gets out in the middle of the night all the time at a Love's, at a truck stop. I would too. I would if I needed to. I don't have a problem going to get
I
something to
just
drink or go to the bathroom.
I just don't want people to see me get out and then get back in a few times. Like they can see that they can't see in the car. They see the windshields covered up and all that, and they will know that I'm staying there. That's all. I just get nervous of, you know, serial killers and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Well, I don't I definitely obviously I don't dwell on that.
No, I don't. I try not to. I watch too much TV.
Yeah, the crime shows, right? You watch those
Yes,
crime shows?
unfortunately.
That's probably not a good idea because statistically, you're not more likely to have that happen in your car than you are wherever you're sitting right now.
Yes, I
Yeah.
know. And I do
Uh,
not have to get out. Do you have to get out of your van to get into your bed? I don't. I can get in
I
anywhere
do.
and pretty much crawl back. Yeah.
I can do it. I practice doing it, but mine's a pretty tight squeeze there. I mean, my butt's big anyway, but even somebody a lot thinner would have a hard time in my car because they're big. For some reason, they're oversized chairs. There's not a lot of room there, and there is a console there that has a lot of electronics in it. Most people would not
Oh,
be
yeah.
able to
Right.
take it out of a brand new car like mine. It's not brand new anymore,
Sure.
is it?
No.
Uh, At the last meetup, we couldn't tell what the state was on the notebook. I don't know what you mean there.
What state we were in?
Yeah,
Oh, when we were at the
yeah, when I
meetup, you tell
announced them,
anybody?
when I announce it, I put links to the campground and I say where it is. So maybe you were looking at something different.
I
Not
think that's
sure.
the
Well,
book. I think
so
she's
far
talking
they've
about
all
the book.
been. Pardon?
Is she
What's
talking
that?
about the book that everybody signed to tell,
Oh,
like, if
maybe. We
somebody,
couldn't
we didn't
tell
put
what
this,
the state
maybe?
was. Oh, I see. Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, see, I didn't have to take a picture of that because I had everybody registered, so I've got them already in my phone. I didn't
But
have to
people
do
that
that.
signed the book, they were signing it to let other people know that if you're ever in their area, you can kind of crash at their place or
Yeah.
park your van in their driveway, which was really cool. I like that.
Hmm.
I'm on a hill, so
Uh,
you can stay in my driveway.
yeah. I'm trying to read some of these back here. Yeah, we don't want to give out information about where we are when we're out there. I think that's understandable. But if you're new to watching videos of women on the road, we don't say where we are. I mean, people will know where our meetup is, but there's enough of us. And I'm
Oh,
this
yeah.
week, I have to say, this week I'm going to do it. I haven't started editing it yet, but we had a discussion at the meetup about security and safety. And I know it's going to make some people mad at me, but I'm going to do it anyway. So
It's important.
hang on. We have to talk about it.
Yeah.
I don't want the discussion of it to make people more nervous because I've found when I'm out here, some of us are nervous and some of us are not. And,
Yeah.
but I think it's still worth discussing for everybody. And I'm nervous about putting this video up, but I'm gonna do it because it's an
Do
honest
it.
discussion that needs to be had.
Yeah, you have to do it.
Oh, Ramona, my grandson asked me how many summers I have left. That was an eye opener, probably less than 20. Well, Ramona, I know you. I know you and I know your sense of humor and you are adorable. And I don't really want to think about, you know, here's the deal. Here's my philosophy anyway. People out there who are 25 years old don't know if they're going to live tomorrow. You
Nope.
could get smacked by a car tomorrow. Anybody watch Final Destination? Don't watch it.
I know. Oh my
But
gosh.
yeah, nobody knows. And that's the thing. My mother is 95 years old and
Oh,
she could outlive me. I mean, I could get hit by a truck tomorrow and she might live to 105.
yes, that's
So
true.
you don't know. So why are you worrying about it? Live for today. I think if you knew, I think the people who find out they're terminal, their life means the most to them then. So we
Wow.
should
Yeah.
all live with that in mind and not fear it.
Yeah, I agree.
Live with the idea in mind of do it while you can, live life to the fullest.
Yeah. Exactly.
We have another question about, hi, Maria. Maria's on here too. She's also a moderator. Um, Someone asked about healthcare again. And that's something you just have to research for yourself because your situation, what you can afford and what's available for you. I'm sorry, in your different states, and it's very
Yeah.
complicated. So we can't really make a recommendation there for you. But I do want to make a comment about pets that you have on the road. I was going to a veterinarian in Florida for a long time, and I really like them. And they were bought out by Banfield. And if you've never heard about Banfield vets, they're
Oh, I have.
they're everywhere across the country that
Yeah.
I've been to. If you can find a PetSmart, some of them are independent from PetSmart, but most PetSmarts, not all, but most of them have a Banfield. So, I went to get my dogs groomed there at PetSmart and they wanted to know if their shots were up to date. They're right there. They can just email right over there to
Mhm.
within the store to find out. So healthcare and grooming, because I go to any strange groomer in the PetSmart and they say, "Oh, do you want them done the same way we did them last time?" Because it's right there in the records.
That's
So
nice.
it's easier for your pets than it is for you, you
Definitely.
know, because it'd be like you had one clinic for people that was all across the country and they had all your records there. And it doesn't work that way
Right.
for us. But I just
Right.
want to
That's
say that
true.
there.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, Kim's looking for a Ken's kind of in the market for maybe a puppy. So now you're going to get just blasted with, oh, here's what
Yeah.
I've got.
I
I
was
just
looking
did that to
today.
you,
I
didn't
was
I?
looking today for a little
Did you?
companion.
Oh,
Oh, Coco's there.
yeah.
Oh,
Let's see. Thanks for, healthcare. Maria's here.
76
Oh, there's
people.
Susan. Hi, Susan. Just getting
Susan.
on. In Texas, we have Buc-ee's. Can you stay at a Buc-ee's in Texas? Is it different? We were just talking about that we don't think we can stay there
Yeah, they don't
here in
like it here.
Florida.
Your Jan, your comments were like 10 or 15 minutes ago.
Really?
There's,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
I'm not scrolling them fast enough. Hit the like button, guys. Thank you, Maria. I didn't know about Buc-ee's. Yeah, I'm way behind. better understanding of the definition of the pronunciation word to see if there are 2 videos on my YouTube channel, part 1 and 2, total about 27 minutes. Just Judy, is that your YouTube channel? Anybody with a YouTube channel, feel free to put a link in here in the comments. I'd be glad to have you do that so that people can go see your channel too.
Definitely, yeah.
How about 72-year-old widow nomad in a Jeep Wrangler? You go, girl.
Ooh, I like it.
I'm 72. Let's hear it for the 72-year-olds.
Yay.
Yes, I'm older than 72. I'm 78. Wow, you go, girl. I guess you're a girl. I can't tell for sure.
Gotta be.
I can't always tell by the name.
I know.
I really enjoy your videos. Your interviews, the most interesting, confident, outgoing women. How does one overcome the fear of traveling alone? Well, I didn't have much of that. Kim, take it away.
Alone. Oh, the fear. Jeez. You have to pick one spot first. Just go one place. Get one place over with first. Go to a campground. Go to
Yes.
where you'll feel safer. A campground's perfect. You'll have families there. You'll have electricity. So you'll have everything right there, and just that's your first place you go. And then while you're there, you're going to realize, oh my gosh, I forgot my toilet paper, or oh my gosh, I forgot this. And then you won't forget that next time. And then you do a second one. You just have to go to your first one. Just do it. Go to your first one. Get a friend. The first time
Me.
I went with a friend.
Mhm.
It was a guy. I went with a friend, and I lasted 3 hours. 3 hours. My mom couldn't believe it when we walked in the door. And I'm like, don't talk to me. Because I was, I felt like a failure. I felt like I failed. But it was July and it was 100 degrees outside. And it never dawned on me that it was going to be hot in my car. So, just do that first trip. Just
Yeah.
do that first trip. Get a friend to go with you if you want.
That's good suggestion. Campgrounds. People are so outgoing and friendly at campgrounds. I've been amazed. I'm not every single person there, but more likely than just in other places. And there's a famous quote, probably somebody like Zig Ziglar or something like that, as do the thing you fear, and the death of fear is certain.
Wow.
You
That's
know, that
good.
goes a long way. Do the thing you fear. You get desensitized to it. If that's how you get a dog, or if you're training any
Yeah,
kind of an animal, or for children, if they have fears, you get them desensitized to those things, and it becomes
absolutely.
feels more normal to them. So that's how you get over it. You do it. And if
Yeah,
you have fear and you do it anyway, you are the brave ones. I wasn't brave. I didn't have any reason to be brave. I wasn't scared. But somebody like Kim overcoming those anxieties, that's the courage. That's where the courage is.
yeah. I remember being at my first gas station, and I was constantly looking out my windows. I was constantly pulling back my reflectors and looking and closing it. And I just, I woke up the next day and I actually slept 10 hours.
Oh yeah,
So, so you just have to do it. You have to do it.
yeah. See, J Cat Lady said, I'm probably way behind, but I'll try to catch up some. I remember seeing when you wanted to go to the redwoods, OMG, laying under a redwood tree is like heaven on earth. Oh my gosh, yes. I would go up to the redwood trees. It didn't work this way for the sequoias, and I can't imagine why it would be different, but I would just get close to them and I would start feeling like a vibration. It was, and that I had a feeling from them. I mean, these things have been here for thousands of years. That's a lot of energy and time built up. And it's not
Absolutely.
like they talked to me. I did not hear a message from them, but I had this feeling from them that was very intense. Some of them had very little energy coming from them, or vibration or whatever,
Oh,
but some of them just seemed to have different personalities. One seemed happier than another or something, and it was very, very special. That's the only woo-woo experience I've had in my life, so
that's so cool.
it was a very special place. Ever go to the Red River Gorge in Kentucky? Also gorgeous. So many
I bet.
beautiful places. I haven't been to all of them yet, but I want to.
No,
I
there's
wanna
Mammoth
ride the Lake
Caves.
of the Mist at Niagara Falls. Funny, I was talking about Niagara Falls today since I'm going up that direction. I wanted
I
to
do
go to
that.
the Grand Canyon, but I missed it because it was too cold. So I went on to the Valley of
Oh.
Fire.
Hmm.
Yeah. Snow in Utah. Oh, what's this video about? I'm new here. Well, we are talking about traveling. We're talking about van life, women on the road, going to see beautiful places. And it's a very different thing, isn't it, Kim, about people who are still working and are doing van life in a city is very unlike what I'm doing. I'm a
No.
traveler. I'm a traveler, and of course I
Yeah.
am retired naturally. So it's a very different thing. And Kim, you don't have another job either. You are a YouTuber,
That's all. I quit everything and this is all I do now full time.
right? Uh, Something that you made you laugh hard at yourself while camping. Oh, too many to name. What is
Oh,
something that
yeah.
made you laugh hard at yourself, Kim? Just watch her videos and you'll see, right?
Oh man, I went to stay at Little Talbot Island up north in Florida. It's up north. And I kept my underwear in this little pouch, like 10 pairs of white underwear in a pouch. And then I had my little pouch with just my sports bras and then my shorts. So everything was in pouches. So I got on my bike and I went to take a shower at the shower place thing, whatever they call it. And there was a guy there painting the outside. And I remember thinking, I'm not going in there while he's painting. He's out. He's the only one out here. And I couldn't see anybody else. Well, hours later, I lost my underwear.
Uh,
They're gone. I've still to this day have not found my packet that had my 8 underwear in it. These were not brand new underwear.
uh-oh.
So somebody has my, you know, old
Old
underwear.
underwear.
Like there was like 8 pair in there. So
Oh,
that was like I laugh about that now. I was horrified, when it first happened,
yeah.
but
That's the way
yeah.
it usually is. You laugh later.
Yeah. But that's
Yeah,
probably the only thing.
it's you. Yeah, it's times I laugh at myself are like that too. I did something I shouldn't have done, and what are you going to do? You got to laugh at it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
just the goofy things you would have done at home half the time. It's nothing really different.
That's right.
It's just the view that's different. That's mostly the view.
That's right. That's
Uh,
right.
let's see. Live in the moment. I've camped out of my SUV and love it. I just need to learn how to be minimal and stop packing everything but the kitchen sink. Well, I think I kind of have the kitchen sink. I don't have a sink, but I know what you mean. I've been
I
at
think
it for
everybody does that.
I'm approaching a year and a half, and I need to still keep sorting it out. Is my bed working out for me? Yes, it is. I just saw something Pilgrim. What is her channel? I'm sorry, I can't think of it.
Mm.
But anyway, if you've ever seen her channel, she has her bed lengthways, but she put like a bunk bed sideways across the windows in a minivan, and she measured it, and it's 67 inches from window to window. So if you can get the bed up high enough crossways, I'm 66 inches, and it's 67 window to window, but I always sleep like I'm in a recliner. I have pillows, 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 so I could fit
Wow.
in there that way, and I am comfortable. I think the other way was more comfortable, in some ways, but I didn't want to spend any time back there. There was just less floor space then, and things seem safer and better arranged now.
Yeah.
Uh, Everything's behind a chair, so it can't come hit me in the back of the head. Uh, when stealth camping, do you have to get out of your van to get in the back? Oh, I think we already talked about that. And yes,
Yeah.
I do, but you could go through yours, can't you, Kim?
Yeah, my bed is I have my seats still in my SUV and one
Mhm.
of my seats folds down and then my bed lays down on the seat. So I have a seat that I just get in, close the door, and I'm in. And then I can just crawl up on my bed.
Yeah,
So,
that's
yeah.
good. That is very good.
Yeah, I like it.
Do it now. Yes, please. If this is something you dream of doing, if you really want to do it, find a way to do it at least a little bit.
Totally
Don't
agree.
don't get down there. You know, I have someone asked about the fear. I have a video on fear, and my theory is it's a what if. Unless someone's actually in the process of attacking you and they already have their hands on you, everything else is
Yeah.
what if. What if somebody attacked me? So how much time do you spend grieving and stressing over things that never happened, ever did, or probably won't? So
I am a
when you
what if
start telling
person.
yourself the what if things, you know,
Yeah, I am a what
uh,
if person, and I have
yeah.
to try to get away from that because I had,
Oh,
you know,
yeah, you're doing a good job of it though. You're getting all that
trying.
experience and
Yeah.
you're doing it. Lori, how sweet of you. Super chat. Thank you,
Oh,
Lori. Celebrating the first chat from Lori Miller. Thank you so much. Um,
I've never had a super chat.
aw. Well, that's because you haven't done a live, Kim.
That's
You got to
right.
do
That's
it live.
right.
I'm probably way behind here. Pardon me, but I do want to recognize. You know, it's possible to skip people, but I try not to. When I started in my driveway for a week. Good for you.
Yeah.
And used my apartment as a gym and coffee shop. Then I ventured into town. Good for you.
Hi,
Uh,
Nancy.
Susan, 74 here in a Pro Master. You're not 74 years old. It must be 74 degrees because you can't be
I
74.
know. I know.
I don't believe it. So that's the temperature where you are. Fear. Up to now, I have mostly gone to meetups and Ocala National campsites. No fear. Yes, boy, isn't that the way? If you haven't been camping yet, if you can get to a meetup somewhere, or just meet up with a friend of yours, it doesn't have to be a big formal one. Do it, like Kim said. CC Camper Lady is challenging herself to do a truck stop. I'm fearful, but I will try. Then you are brave. You are brave.
You
You
can
are
do it.
you are courageous. Um, my first was with Jan's group in November in my car. Let's see, who was that? Ramona. Yes. I bought my van in December, did first solo in February. Still want to try the loves. You know, we've before a meetup, several of us sometimes meet the night before at a loves that's nearby or a Cracker Barrel. We're going to do that, I think, on the next one too. A Cracker Barrel
Nice.
probably. It's great. And traveling, if you can find a travel companion, at least for part of it, I hope I'm going to have at least one travel companion. We'll at least go parallel. You know, we may go our
Cool.
separate ways, but maybe
Yeah.
meet at night just for safety things or go with each
Yeah.
other if we want to. But
Yeah.
I love that idea.
I love having somebody too. It's fun.
Yes, it is. Um, Laura, 72, was the owner operator truck driver. Wow, you go. I know you've got experience, been all over the US trying to retire and get my van on the road. Love your channel. Thank you, Laura. At least if you forget something, there is usually a Walmart somewhere fairly close. Yes, yes, take as little as you can possibly get by because food and water and the little things are available all over America. You don't have to take it with you till you know you need it.
That's right.
Pisgah National Forest in North Carolina is cooler in the summer. Oh, good. That's the
Ooh.
kind of places I want to find. Pisgah, Pisgah, if I'm saying that right, National Forest. Good. I will look for that. Thank you. Kim often makes me guffaw. Love it. You make her laugh. Me too. I enjoy your channel so much. You are
Thank
funny.
you.
You are honest. And sometimes I'm not sure if you're trying to be funny, but I don't care. It's funny.
Um,
You are
um,
funny. It's a fun
thank you.
channel. It's fun to watch,
I
whether
don't know
you're
if I
trying to
try
be
to.
funny or not. You don't have to. I'm not. We're not laughing at you. We really
No,
are
I know.
laughing with you.
I know. I know. I know.
We enjoy what you do. Um, Lynn says, hi, first time chatting, 68 years old, got my van last
Oh,
June. Did camping with family last summer, heading to Missouri in September for a meetup. Can't wait.
ooh,
Oh, yes.
nice.
Um, My mother was right. That's the person's title or their handle. Your honesty about van life is so refreshing. Well, it's real though, isn't it, Kim?
It
It's
is.
just real. It's hard not to be honest about it. Well, I don't know. I guess there are the ones with the man buns and the, the
I
dental floss,
yes.
bathing
I know
suits.
exactly. I actually was when I first started watching van life, it was so glamorous. It was just so beautiful.
Mhm,
And all
mhm.
the pictures and all the babbling brooks and they just made it it's not like that. It's not like that at all. It
Well, when you
is
get outside of Florida, there is a lot of that.
well,
The beautiful views. That is
yes, you
true.
do.
But I
You
mean,
do have the views, but
yeah,
they're not showing how you have to squat in your car
right,
to aim into a coffee can to
right.
go to the bathroom. They're not showing all that other stuff, but all that other stuff is kind of fun. It's kind of cool. It's kind
Mhm.
of like, I don't know. I actually like living like that. It's
Yeah,
kind of weird.
living on the
Um,
edge.
yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is.
It's a challenge,
It is the challenge.
and it is a challenge, and it keeps us focused, doesn't it?
Focused, yes.
Yes, you will do
Yeah,
that talk someday. Yeah, I know,
yeah,
I
we
know,
do.
I know.
We have to.
We will do that talk someday. Not tonight so much, but yeah, that'll be a fun one. That'll be a fun one. Yes, we
Yeah,
can laugh at ourselves.
yeah.
My year last year when I was doing all the traveling, I was so in awe. I was just in awe.
Oh,
I
wow.
mean, I would I can't.
Where'd you go?
I'm here.
I was reading. I was
I
reading
I
something.
I, I tightened up for a sec.
Oh my gosh. I was reading one of the comments.
Yeah, I
And
need to do that. I need to catch up.
anyone that has any questions at all,
Yeah.
please feel free to email me.
Can you help me? Can you scroll and see them too, and help me follow them, or can
I
you go
I'm
back and see them?
actually I'm actually at the very end. Mine
Oh,
says, yeah. So
okay.
you're like
I'm
way
way
back there.
back here. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep up. We get to talking.
Yeah, but that's okay because you're not missing
I just
anybody. I
got
like
home, and
that's
how
nice.
lucky to find you both on a live chat. Well, thank you so much.
Nancy.
Important to know the answer to some of the what ifs, but not worth dwelling on. That's the difference, Ramona, not dwelling on it. You do have to think about those things, but don't dwell on it.
Yeah.
I want to join you. Oh, yes, Susan, you will be. I hope you will be.
I'll see
I
Susan
really
this
would
week.
love. Oh, good. Well, give
Yeah,
her a
I'll
hug
see
for me.
Susan this week. I will.
Yeah. I really would love to join you for the Cracker Barrel the night before. Well, please do. We have to designate which one it's going to be yet. I don't remember which one, but we need to have a little meet up at the Cracker Barrel.
Cool.
Hi again, she said. Hi, I haven't seen you since Colorado. First meetup with Jan in November. That's Tracy. Oh, hi, Tracy. I hope to do another one soon. I see Ramona's on here. Hello, Ramona's. It's just like we always have new people at our
I
meetups,
know.
and it's so special having the new people there. But it's kind of nice that the old timers kind of take them under their wing, and that makes them feel even more. Kim found you not too long ago and was inspired. I have a CRV also, and like how you've organized everything, I'll be doing my first SUV camping next month with a friend to see if I like it. That's the way to go,
Ooh,
Kim.
thank
That's,
you.
I mean, K,
Yes.
it's K Smith. I don't know what that stands for. Can't wait
That's
to go to
good.
Meetup, Travels with Tia the Terror. You're going to be there? Good. Well, I hope you mean to mine. I would love to see you there. When is your next meetup being? Well, actually, our next meetup is completely full and fills up in a matter of hours. So you have to be on our
Yeah.
Facebook group. It's for women only, but the Facebook group is Butterfly Tribe Women Who Camp. So it's not the same as Butterfly Tracks. It is Butterfly Tribe Women Who Camp. And go in there and apply, and we do check people out before we just let anybody
Yes.
in. It's a safety thing. I hope that makes everybody feel comfortable. But that's the only place that I post it.